Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to 215 Trades, the home of the 215 technique. Back here with the chef here, and today we'll be looking to do some, see if we can find some lovely entries today on either gold or on XAU US, not gold, not Euro USD. My apologies. I've been absent from the scene for a very long time, my friend. So please bear with me. Um, it's just been issues after issues after issues. But I should be back now. I was to be back on Monday all this week, but I got ill again, so I had to take a bit of another break, but I should be all back and ready. All right, so nothing has changed in regards to the 215 technique. I only took two trades this week, lost both of them, but that's just how it is sometimes. All right, but we will just still have to press on and push through. Good morning, Sylvia. Good morning, Gowick. Haven't seen you guys in a long while, and I should say that I missed you all. All right, so just remember now just to hit that like button and that share button, whether you are on TikTok or if you are on YouTube. All right, I would really appreciate that. All right. All right, so let's get right into it. We're starting off a little bit later on today, but we're still going to be using, I'm still going to be using the same technique. I'm still using the 215 technique. That's never going to change. Even if I lose 50 trades back to back, that will never change. Can my friends let me know? Are you guys hearing me loud and clear on TikTok? And also, can you hear me as well on YouTube? Let me know if my audio is okay on YouTube and if it's also okay on TikTok. Before I dive right in, I dive into the um the markings, because I'm gonna do the markings now. We started at 7:30 London time. London market opens in 30 minutes, and then we can look for some entries. So let me know if my audio is okay on TikTok. Can my TikTok viewers just let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, and also my YouTube viewers, can you hear me loud and clear as well? Good morning as well, Mr. Evans. Happy to see you, my friend. It's perfect. Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, Sylvia. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so as you know, I'm using the 215 technique. This is the 15-minute time frame, which is the perfect time frame for you to initially mark out your 215 zone. All right, so I started at 7:30. This is where the candle had closed, which coincidentally would be aligned with the 7 a.m. candle if we had started at 7 o'clock as well. All right, so we're still gonna do it at 7:30 just the same, because that's when we started. All right, so the price that goes trending at was right there, which I've marked as the point of interest, which would have been 3219943. All right, that was the price of gold at that point in time. All right, so you know, I haven't done this in a while, so let's see if I still remember the steps of the 215 technique. Okay, so let's go. All right, so 32119, we're adding $2 on top of that, or 20 pips, and that should basically give me my buy line right here at the top. And so if it's 3219, it's going to be 3221. Is that right? If I'm doing my math right, just $2. Yeah, 943. Yeah, good. Brilliant. All right, good. So I got my buy line right there. Hit OK. All right, and let's go. And I know my premium members, I know that I've been MIA for a while, but don't worry, don't you guys worry. We should be back in full effect, and we should be recouping some of those losses which we have gotten. All right, My apologies about that. But sometimes you guys know how life gets. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. Sometimes, you know, life. And just put you back on a little bit of a setback. But we're here and we're ready to go. All right, so that's my sell line. All right, good. So we'll measure $2 up, $2 below to get the buy and the sell line. And then you know that this lovely area here, right in the center here, this is the area which we will call, or which I will call, my 215 zone. So that's going to be my 215 zone. Okay. All right. So for my viewers on TikTok, can you guys just give me just a double tap on that screen just to get me some likes? I only have 0 likes right now. I know that I'm only just starting back out again on TikTok, but if you can just double tap on that screen just to give me a few likes, I would really appreciate it. All right, good. So we have the 215. Oh wow, look at the chat on YouTube. It's going crazy. All right, let's see what's going on here. The guys are just catching up. We missed you so much. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. Happy to see that the family missed me. Hopefully, you guys, you know, we're still staying true to the 215 technique and honing and mastering your skills and didn't just abandon the 215 technique. All right. Now, where were we? We have the 215 zone. Yes, we do have the 215 zone. We need to find the rejection areas as well. So that's just going to be $1.50 or 15 pip from the zone. So let's just measure that, and more than likely it's going to be at the tip of that wick. Oh, that's a little bit too far. All right, and that's fine. So let's put the 15-minute rejection for the sell side right there. Let's go. So that's going to be my 50-minute rejection right there, and I'm doing the same thing as well on the flip side. All right, so just measuring 15 pips from the 215 zone, and then that's going to be the rejection line that we are looking for. All right, that I'm looking for. All right, good. So we have that. So we have the 215 zone marked out. We have the 15-minute rejection line as well marked out. Okay. So the next thing to do is to basically identify. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming over on TikTok and just hitting that like button. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. All right, let's get the channel out there. I tell you guys, we're back in full effect. Had flu. Well, it started on Sunday. I felt it on Monday. But Tuesday and Wednesday, oh my gosh, man, I was hammered. But I'm feeling better. Not, I'm not 100% back, but I feel way better than I felt those previous days. All right, so we're finding the target areas for my entries. Now, how I know where to target if I was to enter a trade is that I have to find the higher time frame supports and resistance. So to do that, I'm on the 30-minute time frame now, as you can see, and here this section right here would be my 30-minute support line. So I'm just highlighting that. I need to find my 30-minute resistance as well. It has to be above that 15-minute rejection line, which there's no clear one here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the tip of these wicks to say that these will be my 30-minute resistance. And more than likely, yeah, as you can see, price did go there quite a few times and has retraced. So it did what a rejection, a resistance would do. So let's go to the 1 hour time frame as well, just to see what's going on here as well. All right. So this is going to be my 1 hour support. Where is that? So that's going to be my 1 hour support right there. Still the closest one is all the way at that distance, but don't need. I can just use the tip of these wicks again. So that's going to be my 1 hour. I'm doing this all the way up to the 4 hour time frame, as you guys know. I need to release a video as well on how to do the 215 technique on Euro USD, because I think I've had enough practice now with Euro USD using the 215 technique, and I want to say that I love it. Genuinely do. All right, let's go. So the 4-hour resistance is going to be right here. A bit far away, but it doesn't matter though, because we just need those areas to say if price goes in that direction, where can we look for price to go? All right, so there's a daily support right here just below that 30-minute resistance line. I'm going to mark it out just the same though, but I'm going to put it in white so I can see just a little bit different. It's in let's put it at dots, maybe not so big, just like that, because price may tend to, if it does confirm like a short position and it goes for a short, it may not really pass that daily support. It may just reject from that area as well. So let's just see. All right, so is there a daily resistance as well? Well, just about, yeah, in line with that 4-hour resistance, so that's fine. All right, so let's go to the 5-minute time frame, because you guys know that using the 215 technique, the 5-minute time frame is the time frame that we use to take entries on. Okay, so ultimately what I am looking to happen, what I'm looking for today, for me to take either a short position or a long position. And for those who are on TikTok, if you're not seeing the screen as best as possible, I'm live right now on YouTube. That's at 215 Trades on YouTube, and you can come over and you can see the screens as beautiful as possible with a very decent DJ who's throwing down some pretty awesome beats. All right, so head on over to 215 Trades on YouTube if you'd like to see just a little bit better. Thank you very much for liking the live, Sylvia, and for sharing as well. All right, so let's get right into it. So this is what I am looking for. This is what I'm going to be waiting for today. All right, so because I'm doing the 215 retest versus the 215 go, I'll move to TT. Yeah, whichever place you like. All right, so if price moves down, test that 15-minute rejection line, and that's why it's there. We needed to test it. Then we need for it to pull back into the zone, close inside my 215 zone, right? And then I need for it to close below, again, in that safe zone. So if we can get that price action right there on, then I could look for a short. So there's basically 3 things. No, I said short, man. Why are you giving me a long? Then I could look for a short position and target the lower time frame supports. Now the thing is, I think the market gold has been tanking for quite a while. It only increased yesterday because today YouTube is faster than TikTok. There's no delay. Because yeah, I found, so when I found out late that when you started the stream in OBS, you have to select low latency. But the thing, when you select low latency on YouTube, it doesn't allow you to stream in 4K, which I'm not streaming in 4K. And if you're seeing the screen in HD, then that's fine with me as well. So when I put it to low latency, you will have a lower, like a delay than normal. So that's good. That's very good. So that's what I would like to see happen. All right, so 3 things that we need to see. We need to see, well, price has already broken that 15-minute rejection line, so we just need to see a retracement back into the zone with a candle close inside of the zone, followed by another candle close below the zone in this little safe area here, and then we can go for, I could go for a short in that instance. Now we also need to remember as well, because this little move right here, I know that you guys haven't seen it in a while. What is this move called? Do we remember what's this called? Well, I've been missing for a while, so we may not remember. So let me just jog your guys' memory. Then we will be looking for an entry 1 setup. Now, as we know, with the 215 technique, there are 3 entry models that we can look to take. Right? We can either look to take an entry 1, Good. We can take an entry one, which would be basically be a break and a retest of the zone and a rejection of the zone. So break, retest, rejection of the zone, which is an entry one, right? Or we can take an entry two, which would be a rejection from a support or a resistance, which is basically two candle closures going in the opposite direction for us to actually take that going against the trend. Right, entry three would basically be an the 215 go technique, where if price just close above or below your zone with a clean range to the left, then you just enter. I haven't taken one of those in a pretty long while though, but let's see. Now remember, guys, if you're on TikTok and you haven't yet subscribed to the 215 Trades channel on YouTube, please ensure you go ahead and do so. That's 215 Trades on YouTube. So we can see that gold. All right, hold on. Let's look at the daily time frame before we look at anything else. Let's look at the daily time frame. All right, look at the daily time frame. And to be honest, I really wish gold will just tank and go back all the way in the 2000 price range, because look, remember we were here when gold was creating these higher highs. We were here through all of it. And we were waiting patiently for sells to retest these areas, because look, it hasn't tested any of these areas since it has broken it. It hasn't gone back to these areas since it has broken it. And we were here when all of this history was being created. So if gold could now just push back down into the 2000 price points and even go back to 2700, I would really love that. Right, I would really love that, because if we can go back to these price points, then we know that we have more range at the top. And as you guys know, the 215 technique works best if we have structure above and also below. At the present moment, there is still structure above, but not a lot. But if we go back down to 2900, 2800, then yeah, that would be really, really good. All right, so let's go back to the 5-minute time frame. Let's see what the price action is doing. So we're on that 30-minute support. On that 30-minute support right now. Can get an entry too. However, price needs to properly test that 30-minute support for me to even consider taking an entry too. Not surprised if price actually breaks below it, because if this 5-minute candle close below that 30-minute support, we have the possibility of actually going all the way down to that 4-hour support. So if it continues, and that's the thing as well, we all know that once we're doing a 215 technique, we genuinely just need to be patient, because you have 2 entries or 3 entries that you can actually take. So you just need to wait for them just to formulate and create themselves for you to take them. All right. All right. So let's see what my chat is saying. We are also waiting for a pullback. Nice, nice, nice. Good. So how have you guys been doing? How has the market been treating you guys? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. All right, good. So it's now 7:51 a.m. here in London. As we all know, the London market opens in about 9 minutes, right? In about 9 minutes. So let's see what's going to happen when the market opens. Let me just have a quick look as well on Forex Factory, just to see what we can expect today. All right, so today, oh, okay. Nothing much going on today. Looking on Forex Factory today. The only red folder news is at 3 p.m. London time for USD, and that's for Prelim UAM news, which I don't think is going to affect the market much. It's still a red folder news, but I think based of what's going on in the world right now with Trump and all of that and all the things that he's doing in the Middle East, I think that's really what is affecting the markets right now. So I'm not too worried about that. I don't normally stream in the New York session though, but let's see how I feel. Let's see how I feel. Let's see how I feel. All right, good. So as you can see, price is rejecting from that 30-minute support. It's not rejected. It rejected too early though for me to consider taking an entry two from that 30-minute support line right there though, because one, you see how this 30-minute these candles basically, well, they created that 30-minute support. You'd say, did they not? Hold on, let's see. Yeah, they did. Yeah, well, that's a perfect way to create it. So as you can see how these candles kissed perfectly on that 30-minute support line. That's what I need to see this section here do for me to look to take an entry to rejection buy from this area, right? So what do we remember? Hold on, let me just do a quick quiz just to see how much you guys remember from the 215 technique. Do you guys remember what is the rule for taking an entry two? Does anyone remember what are the rules or what's the criteria for taking an entry two setup? Does anyone remember what are the rules for taking an entry two setup? Remember guys, if you're on TikTok and you haven't yet subscribed or you haven't yet liked the channel, please go ahead and do so. If you haven't yet subscribed to the 215 Trades channel as well on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. All right, on this channel, I only take entries on, well, gold and also on Euro USD using the 215 technique. All right, so if it's something that interests you, please go ahead and subscribe. All right, Silver is saying we have to break that 30-minute resistance and 2 green candles in the opposite side, not too many pips. Yeah, we need for it to test the resistance or the support, right? Test it properly and reject with 2 candles going in the opposite direction. My ideal sweet spot would be the candle should not be more than 15 pips. Now, also as well, and there's so much that I need to show you guys. There's so much because, as I said, I have been using the 215 technique on Euro USD, and I have basically been correlating the movement of Euro USD as well with DXY as well. So these two pairs, they work hand in hand for me. So while I'm reading the Euro USD, I'm also reading the DXY chart movement, and to be honest, it has been remarkable. All right, so as time goes on, my friends, you guys have so much more to learn using the technique and trading Euro USD as well. All right, so stay tuned. There's more to come. I don't think I'm going to take any entries on Euro USD today, but yeah, it does seem like because DXY is in a pretty decent downtrend. As you can see, DXY is on the 15-minute time frame right now, as you can see, and that's indicating that we should be taking a long position on Euro USD, because if the DXY is continuing to dump on that 15-minute time frame, we should be taking a long position right now on Euro USD. Now, where's the rejection area that DXY can go then reject? We do have a very clean open range right here. We do have a very clean, let me pull this across. We do have a very clean open range here on DXY. So what I could expect to possibly happen, right? Right, so this is where DXY is now. If this continues to fall on DXY, then I'm expecting for it to actually come down to this area right here. And if DXY comes down to this area right here, then this is a pretty decent hold for you to hold your buy position on Euro USD. But I'm not taking any entries on Euro USD today. Not taking any entries on Euro USD today, but that's how I normally do it. So if I'll genuinely just mark out my 215 zone, then I will track the DXY movement and look for the rejection areas on DXY. It's a very clean open range. You are going to get, well, I guess you might also want to wait for it to break this little consolidation point, because it can reject from right here, because here is also like a support. So you want to see that 15-minute candle close below this little range, maybe where that wick is, to say that it's going to continue down. But if it does continue down, you have a pretty clean open range right here. So this should be a very decent, but we will track it though. We will have a look at it and see how it actually plays out. So there's so much that I'm going to show you guys, in the coming days. As I said, I'm back. There's so much I'm going to show you guys in the coming days about how I actually use the 215 technique in correlation with the XY to take entries at gold. So if that's something that you want to see, something that you want to learn, then that's the place. All right, so remember guys, if you haven't yet liked the stream, please go ahead and do so. If you haven't yet subscribed to the 215 Trades channel on YouTube as well, please go ahead and do so. Additionally as well, and pretty interesting fact as well, as you know, I'm pretty open, we also got monetization on the channel. Well, not full monetization on the YouTube channel. I think there's another level for it, but I think we only got the first step approved on the channel. So the channel has been growing, and the only way the channel could have grown is because of the love and support that you guys have genuinely put into this channel. You guys have been here since the beginning, from the start, since the get-go, and because of you guys, the channel is now growing. We're at 50% monetization, and I appreciate you guys all for that, and I just want to say thank you guys. Love y'all so much. They gave us the what do they call that thing on TikTok? Not TikTok, on YouTube. Super chat. Yes, they gave us super chat. Not sure how it works, but yeah. So we have that now on the YouTube channel. All right, so we will continue to push on. We'll build the momentum back up, and we will put the channel back where it's supposed to be, in the #1 spot where it was before I went off on my little break. So slowly but surely, we can see where price right now is slowing down on that 30-minute support, as you can see here. Hasn't properly tested it as yet though, still hovering above, because what you don't want, honestly, because you don't want for it to confirm an entry 2, right? You don't want for it to confirm an entry 2 for you to take a long, right? Just above it, and then it just falls, only to confirm the entry 2 later on after it breaks it. So you just want to wait patiently just to see how it is. You'd like for it to come back, just as how you see it done here. You'd like to see the price action actually do come into the 30-minute support area here. Now the thing about the 215 technique is that the entries are pretty specific. So at times you will find that you may be missing out on entries because it has to be down to the T. All right, but look at that. So we can now see where price is actually now pushing back up towards the 215 zone. That's perfectly fine. Ultimately as well, what do you call that? It's now 8 o'clock. Yeah, so it's now 8 o'clock. London market is open now. So let's see what the London boys and gals are going to be doing. Now, for entry 1 for the sell side, we can see where price has broken that 15-minute rejection line as well. So let's see if price is going to come back into that 215 zone. So let's see what is going to happen here. If this price is just going to continue to push and push and push all the way down to that 4-hour support. So we can see where it's now testing that 30-minute support right there. So let's see, we're just waiting patiently right now just to see what's going to happen. Thank you guys so much on TikTok for viewing and also for hitting that like button as well. Can we get the likes up on TikTok to about 5K likes? Is that a possibility? All right, price is pushing down. We just need to wait patient because let's remove this. All right, need to wait patient. Now, for me to look for a short, I need to see price come back to that zone and then close right here. Then I can take a short position and target the lower time frame supports. Ideally, I would like to see price actually breaks that 30-minute support though, because if it does break that 30-minute support, that's letting me know that based off the price action, if I was to get a short, price will tend to push past that 30-minute support and actually go to either that 1 hour support or maybe even that 4 hour support again if it does get confirmed. So let's see what's going to happen here. My finger is on fire on TikTok. Thank you very much for that, Sylvia. You know you are a legend. You are a legend. Oh wait, you can add live calls to it. Oh, it's locked. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Sylvia. Thank you very much for the support as always. You know you are truly loved. All right, so it's now 8:04 a.m. here in London. Waiting to see what the London market is going to do. This candle alone shows that it's very indecisive. So let's see what, they will ultimately decide. All right, so we can now see that they're saying, okay, we want to go short. All right, good. So we just need to wait patiently just to see what's going to happen here. Now have a quick look at this. Wow, it's down 27,270 pips already since the day has opened. Wow. Well, that's how gold has been reacting these past couple of days, but it's just that it can't. Whenever gold goes down to 3,100, it keeps coming back. That's a sad part. I need to see like just remain down there for a pretty long while. Go back to the 2,000s. I'd love to see gold back in the 2,000s. All right, so we had that 1 hour support, pretty strong selling pressure. So we can now see that the London market has decided that they're going for shorts. If it breaks that 4 hour support, then it's a Garna. I don't think we're gonna get a 215 set up on that as well. We didn't get a short. We didn't even get a 215 go confirmation here because this candle closed on the line, and this one just broke down aggressively. So no entries was confirmed based off the 215 model. And entry 1 was not confirmed as well. Even off these rejection, we didn't get an entry 2 confirmed when it tested these resistance. Hit that daily support, pushing through aggressively. Let's see, just have to wait and be patient. Can always get a rejection from here. You may never know. Hopes is not lost as yet until it has broken out of that 4 hour zone. What's Euro USD doing? It's falling. That means that the XY has rejected from this area, so it hasn't broken below that. But how high would it go? After look, so it has this area right here, this level and this level to actually go to, so we can get some rejection from right here though. That's the thing, but we're not taking entries on Euro USD. Now the thing about doing the 215 technique on Euro USD, you'll find that you'll get your entry pretty early, sometimes pretty soon, maybe a few minutes after you have marked out your zone. But you guys will see that because you're going to be here once I'm taking entries on Euro USD. Sylvia, what's the weather like in Poland? You guys having the summer blues already? Summer wind? All right, good. You took entry 2 buy with the 80 pips SL at all right, so well, you would have won that because if you entered at 3140 with an 80 pip SL, that's crazy, Sylvia. I'm guessing you walked out of that unscathed though. But an 80 pip SL, that's massive. The weather is awful. Awful. I wouldn't expect you to say that. Because it's not so bad. I don't know how many degrees it's outside right now, but the sun is shining. I thought the weather sometimes in Poland is sort of like great. Similar, not great, similar to here in London. But it was a stupid, but fortunately I was lucky. And now you are a legend, it's not luck. All right, good. So what we can see happening here, what just happened, as you can see, that's why I marked out that daily support where you can see where price actually came down, tested that daily support, and is now rejecting back to the zone pretty aggressively as well. So it's coming back to the zone. What we need for it to now do, we need for it to close in the zone, then close back below that zone for me to basically look or even consider taking a short position. So let's see. In PL, it's raining now and 14 degrees, but 2 days ago I came back from Portugal again. You're comparing the weather to Portugal. Ah, you got so used to the Portugal weather. I see. Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to Portugal in September. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to Portugal in September. Either Portugal or Italy, one of the two. All right, good. So price is rejecting from that 15-minute rejection line, but we need for it to break and come back into the zone. And let's see what's going to happen when it gets back into the zone. I like nature. Go south of Portugal. South. Okay. South of Portugal. This is XAUUSD. All right, getting that strong rejection. Now, as I said, whenever we're using the 215 technique, my friends, it's always best agave. It's always best. Let me make a note of that because I'm definitely gonna forget that. No, that pen's not working. Algarve. All right. As I said, guys, using the 215 technique, always have to be patient. Now, as you can see here, price is broken below the zone and it has tested the supports on the lower end, but it didn't confirm an entry one for me to take a short. It's now pulling back to my 215 zone. So it has just reopened the possibilities of me to look to take a short. If it does confirm, if it closes in the zone, then close below the zone, then I could take a short on that just to see how it works out. So let's see what is going to happen here. Remember, guys, if you haven't yet liked the stream, whether you're on YouTube or you're on TikTok, please go ahead and do so. Now, if you're on TikTok and you haven't yet subscribed to the 215 Trades channel on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. All right. Definitely do that. All right, you can learn how to do the 215 technique. You can also watch the old videos as well on there, and you can see for yourself. What is DXY doing in all of this? DXY is going back down. If it closes in that below, like in that region, then as I said and I had pointed out, this is a very clean open range, right? So if this 15-minute candle, close below or like engulfs this wick here, red, then we could look for, it will be a very long trade though, would be a very long trade for DXY to trickle down and Euro USD to slowly climb. So that would be a pretty long hold for a buy on Euro USD if it does confirm all of that. Yeah, Ryan, it's been ages, my friend. It's just a series of where are you? It's just been a series of unfortunate events, Ryan. I was to make a grand entry back on Monday. I did make an entry back on Monday, but I was feeling under the weather, and then I got sick for the rest of the week. So I didn't come back in time. But I'm back now, my friend. I'm back now, and we're going to be building the momentum. That's what I don't. This is one of the things that I see happen quite a lot as well. Sometimes when you're waiting for price to come back in your zone to reject it rejects from that 15-minute rejection. It doesn't break it. Yeah, I'm back daily. I'm back daily now. I'm going to be streaming all week next week as well. I don't think I'm going to be doing a Zoom call on Monday with the premium members, because I want to build the momentum back up on the channel, because I have been absent for a while. So I need to build the momentum back up on the channel, get the streaming up, get the viewers back up on, and let the 215ers know that the chef is back. So I'm going to be streaming on Monday. Right through, like night drew, as they say. You thought I gave up trading? You thought I gave up trading? Woo. All right, Ryan. All right. All right. That was funny. That was really, really funny. You thought I gave up trading? No, man, you're crazy. I would never do that. Never do that. I almost lost my breath there. You almost took me out on that one, Ryan. Did hear from you, that's why. I know, my friend. I know. I did let the premium members know that I'm going to be MIA for a little while. I think I should have let you guys know as well in the main Telegram group. As well, that I was going to be MIA for a while. Had to start some things out. It's all started now. I came back on Monday, but when I came back on Monday, I felt ill. I was feeling ill while I was streaming on Monday as well. So yeah, but no worries, I'm all back. The chef is back, my friends. Now see, look at this. That's what I was saying. Sometimes when you're waiting for price to actually pull back from the supports, it tends to come to your 50-minute rejection line and then reject, But the thing is, there's no way for me sometimes to identify if it's going to, reject from that 50-minute rejection line versus going into the zone. So look at that. Hopefully it can still continue to push back into the zone. Yeah, we're fully back in premium as well. Yeah, yep. No worries, my friend, no worries. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it back in full effect, my friends. I can't give up on trading as yet, Ryan, because the 215 technique hasn't reached mainstream as yet, and that's when I wouldn't say give up, but that's when I will stop. Once the 215 technique is mainstream, and like there's no corner of this earth, even the penguins in Antarctica know of the 215 technique. That's when I will stop. That's when I will retire. But until then, I shall be here. So we were waiting for price to come back into the zone, which it did. It only just kissed the zone and said bye-bye, and then it tanked. So you see, we were just waiting for it just to come back to the zone, close in the zone, and close in this other area. But it just decided just to tank just before, and it's going down aggressively. Look at that. Look at that, man. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You see, sometimes goals, I think gold knows, you know, what I'm waiting for. It's a good buy. 3,200. 3,200. No, it's not. No, I wouldn't say that it's not. If we look at, because remember, if it breaks at 4-hour support, and we're still looking for entry twos, we still have to find where else it can reject. So that's a 4-hour time frame. All right, let's do it on a 30-minute time frame. We can do it on a 30-minute. We can do it on a 1 hour as well. So if it breaks at 4-hour, there's a support right here as well. That's at 3,204. Let's see on the 1 hour as well. There's nothing there, but no, that's fine. It's okay for you to look to take for a buy at 3,200, because if we look, let's look at the 1 hour. No, look at the 30-minute. So there's a 30-minute support at 3,204, and that's like 40 pips away from 3,200. So that's not a bad bet to buy, possibly even on this wick here. For this, so that's what that's like 100 pip wick though. Damn. But yeah, that's not a bad bet. That's not a bad buy, my friend. That's not a bad buy at all. Because right now we're at the 4-hour support right now. It didn't confirm that chart for us. Sadly. So it's going down, and I knew it was going to sell off, you know, because it's just been charting all week. I knew it was going to sell off, but this was the problem right here. This was the problem why we didn't take an entry, because it came up, it didn't go in the zone, it didn't close in the zone for me to reactivate that zone, for me to take that chart from that 215 zone. It didn't do that, but now it's going down. We can take an entry to buy from right here, from this 4-hour support, but it has to confirm. It has to confirm the criteria though of an entry to set up right here. Okay, on the 5-minute time frame. All right, so there are a bit of supports here on the 5-minute time frame. As you can see, you have one here, one here, one here. So there are 3 of them and 4 here if you want to look at that. But that top one is actually that 4-hour support. So 3,200, as you said, Ryan, is not a bad bet, because that, yeah, on the 5-minute time frame, it is a support. What we know about support and resistance, is that there's always going to be buying pressure at support, and there's always going to be selling pressure at resistance. Just sometimes we don't know how strong it's going to be, right? All right, remember guys, for all my viewers on TikTok, if you haven't yet subscribed to the 215 Trades channel on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. That's 215 Trades on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube right now as well. All right, hold on. I'm just going to put some markings here. I'm going to mark out these supports here. I'm going to mark out these supports here on the 5-minute time frame, and I'm going to look for an entry tool from any of these lines. All right. So let's see. So that's a pretty big zone, unless you're just gonna, smash it. But let's see what is going to happen. I know that a lot of you are seeing this on TikTok for the first you're seeing or hearing of the 215 technique, and you must be wondering, damn, this is some crazy shit. What is this guy going on about? But let me tell you, this is one of the most simplest technique that you will ever hear or see on the internet. Anyone can master it as well, and it's a very good and profitable technique. My members can tell you. And if you want to learn more, then YouTube is your place to be. So that's 215 Trades on YouTube. All right, we're getting a rejection from that 4-hour support, but we're not getting the rejection that I want. I need for it to kiss that like that, and then reject. And then we can possibly look to take a long. I could look to take a long. Need to stop saying we on TikTok because they don't like we's. And I could possibly look to take a long. But let's see what's going to happen. I confirm. Yeah, yeah, Sylvia is the greatest testimony. Is the greatest testimony of the 2 out of 5 technique. Is the greatest testimony of 215 technique. When it comes on to the 215 technique, Sylvia is a legend. Sometimes I think Sylvia has more confidence in the 215 technique than I have sometimes. Because sometimes he takes some entries, I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have taken that, but wow. I love it, man. Sylvia is a legend. Hats off. All right, we're getting a rejection from that 4-hour support. Now, thing is, even though, hold on, let's zoom in a bit. Let's see if we can bring in the VAR on this one. Now, even though that's a 4-hour support, we can see that there's some 5 hours, 5 minutes supports right here. So we could ultimately try. We could ultimately try to take an entry to buy from here, Let's see. If it does confirm a decent entry too, despite the fact that it hasn't touched that 4-hour support, and it's all, I'm going to chance it of taking that to take that thing from right here. I'm going to chance it if it does confirm it properly. If it doesn't, no. I have a LTR hit to SL today. Don't you worry about that, feed win. My first entries, my entry that I took on Monday, it will hit SL, and the entry that I took on Tuesday hit SL as well. So for this week, I haven't won a trade for this week, but no, that's perfectly fine. That's how it is sometimes. We've had good days, we've had bad days, we have great months, we have bad months. That's just how the market goes. There are times when, and members of the 215 Trades family can let you know that there are times when we have no loss for the week. We have no loss for 2 weeks straight. Sometimes we don't have any loss any at all for the month. We have done it before. And if you do it once, you can do it a second time. So it's all a part of the game, my friend. All a part of the game, my friend. Put that back. You see, on DXY, it's fighting. So you see, if you can get that 15-minute candle, if you can get that 15-minute candle to close below that line here that I've marked on the 15-minute time frame, right? If we can get it to close below that on the 15-minute time frame, then we can look for that long long trade for a buy on Euro USD. Right now it's just consolidating. Hi Kanashi, all red, showing signs of weakness. How long have I muted my mic on YouTube? I don't even know. Yeah, I just realized it. Oh gosh, man, so I didn't realize. So my microphone on YouTube was muted, but I'm not sure how long my microphone on YouTube was muted. So only the persons on TikTok were hearing me. That's fine. The guys didn't miss anything though. Oh, so you're on TikTok and on YouTube. Oh, it's not so long. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, thank you for that. Look at that rejection. Okay, wait, hold on. No, no, you're gonna be risking it if you do it like that, though. Hold on. Yeah, you could have taken an entry too from that, you know. Yeah, you could have. You could have tried it. You could have counted that. You could have counted this as a rejection and used it. You saw it late. But would it have made sense though? Possibly not. Yeah, he's the only one to find out. Yeah, so what I'm mumbling to myself, I was saying that, you know, could have chanted and counted this as a rejection and then entered the buy from right here. It's not a textbook entry too. I don't think, yeah. It doesn't align with the rules of the entry too. But being that price is actually at that 4-hour support now, I think we might very well actually do see reject here. So let's just wait still and just see what's going on. All right, we at 3,500 likes. Come on, guys, let's get those likes up to 5,000 on TikTok. Thank you guys very much for all the love and the support and for being here on the live. Hi Dela, hi Nash. Shouldn't you be at work? All right, let's go. Let's go. What time is it now? It's now 8:31 a.m. here in London. Price is pulling back downwards. You need to see what it's going to do with that 4-hour support line. Need to see a proper rejection from it for me to look to take a buy. An entry 2 buy. So I need to see a proper rejection, an entry 2 rejection. I know a lot of you guys don't know what an entry 2 rejection is. An entry 2 rejection is basically where you have two candle. All right, let me find an example. Da 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 da. Should be a perfect example here. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let me measure this. That's 19, that's 20 pips, that's too big though. But for it's an example anyways. All right, so as you can see, price is coming down on a downtrend here. Right? Price is coming down on a downtrend. Right? Let's say here was a magical or random support. Let's say here was like a 1 hour support. Right? Price is coming down. We know that price is coming down in a downtrend. It hit that 1 hour support, which is this little red line here. Okay. Now, what you want to see happen is that you want to see two candles going in the opposite direction. As you can see, we have two candles right here in the opposite direction, or we have two candles right. Let's use this section. We have these two candles going in the opposite direction, right? Because it's coming down. Then we have these two candles in opposite direction that kiss that 1 hour, this hypothetical 1 hour support. And then you would enter like a buy from here. Your stop loss is not going to be as big as what you would use on an entry 2, on an entry 1. Your stop loss is just going to be at the bottom of these two candles. Then that's what an entry 2 would look like. So usually my sweet spot is 15 pips. Some people go up to 20 pips, but my sweet spot is 50 pips. Right? So that's basically what I'm looking for an entry 2, but I want to see it come back down to the that 4 hour support just a little bit more for me to consider, you know, taking it. Just subscribe to your YouTube. Thank you very much for that. Cool. Thank you guys. All right. Oh, shout out to you, Co. Remember guys, to all my TikTok viewers, if you haven't yet subscribed to the 215 Trades channel on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. Need to build that momentum back up, my friends. We need to get that momentum back up, and that's what we're doing here today. All right, I've been MIA for a while, but I've been back in full effect. So let's see, let's go. Let's say if there's an example of an entry 2 for, let's say, a buy for a sell. Nah, these candles are massive. Yeah, these candles are massive. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. All right, so still waiting for the for an entry 2 here. See what's going on. Is anyone please set the 15-minute closures. Wait, hold on. Let's see what Ryan is saying. Hold on. Please check the 15. What's Ryan saying? Please check the 50-minute closure at its support. So if it breaks support, it will go down. 15 minutes. Yeah, here. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, definitely for sure, and you are correct. Because if it does, yeah, because it's sort of like a little box area here. I just want to let my TikTok viewers know as well. Remember, guys, I'm no financial advisor, my friends. I'm just some random guy on the internet. So I'm not a financial advisor. So I'll never tell you guys to buy nor sell. I'll show you what I am doing and I'll explain what I'm looking for, but I'll never tell you to do anything. Just some random guy on the internet. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Ryan. Definitely for sure, if we get a 15-minute kind of close below that, then we can look for it to melt and melt aggressively as well. But as you can see now, it's rejecting. It has rejected from that area as well. Didn't come down to that 4-hour support that I was looking for. Let's go back to the 5-minute time frame. Let's see. Is anyone in a position right now? Yeah, still consolidating. It rejected. Didn't confirm that entry to the way I would like to see it. Remember, guys, I'm live right now on YouTube. That's 215 Trades on YouTube. If you haven't yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. If the 215 technique is new to you and you want to learn more about the 215 technique, then head on over to my YouTube channel at 215 Trades on YouTube. Additionally, as well, guys, if you haven't yet liked the stream, please go ahead and do so. Just double tap on that screen, share the live. As well, also on YouTube as well. All right. It's just my thoughts. I know it's not the 215, but if it breaks and closes below, we should get a 60-pip TP1, 160 TP2. Just my thoughts. No, your thoughts are valid. Your thoughts are valid. Just looking at it now, because if this section here is a 15-minute support, and if it doesn't break it without a rejection, then if I go back to the 15-minute time frame, right? If I go back to the 15-minute time frame, we do have these zones to fill on that 15-minute area. So if I let's measure it. If it does break it, that's a pretty decent zone at the tip of that. That's like what, 70 pips. And if you extend it all the way down to the bottom of this, that's maybe about 100 or 120 pip. So no, you're all right. Hey, you don't have to say it's not a 215. No, that's fine. I can't listen. I do listen to you guys, of course. All right, come on, guys. We're at 3,600 likes. Come on, let's see if we can get those up to 5,000. Now, you know, one of the most interesting thing now is that if it does go back to confirm an entry one, at least we know that we have created the pathway to how far price action can actually go back down to. So if it does confirm that entry one short, then we'll be good. I did 10K likes on it. You did 10K. Come on, guys. You can't make me laugh like that. I'm not back 100%. You guys can't make me laugh like that. But I think TikTok is robbing me then, because I don't have 10K likes over here, Sylvia. I only have 3,700. Yeah, I only have 3,700. How did you do 10K likes on that? But your analyst, if it holds support, is 100% valid full margin. Oh my word. Full margin. Why have I never done that before? Yeah, I think I know why I've never done a full margin before, but full margin though. It is definitely holding that 15-minute it's definitely holding that 15-minute support here. As you can see, it is rejecting as well. As you see, it's climbing back to the zone. Sadly, so it didn't quite confirm that entry two to the way I wanted. Even though I was looking to see if I could get an entry two here as well, but it didn't confirm it though the way I wanted. If it had confirmed it as how it did right here, if it had done this again, right, then I would have taken it, but it didn't do it. It did it pitchy patchy, or it didn't, yeah, quite do it the way I wanted. So I didn't get a entry on that. So, but all hope is not lost for me as yet. So even though I didn't quite get that entry two, it's still coming back into my entry one zone right now. So I'm just waiting. Just gotta be patient, guys. What's DXY doing right now? DXY is climbing, consolidating. Yeah, it tested that area, rejected, not surprised. EU is doing the same. So if the DXY and EU is consolidating, it's been consolidating all morning. But gold is stretching her legs. So as you can see, price is coming back to the zone. So if it does come into the zone and confirm a decent entry one criteria, then I could look to take a short possibly and put my SL at the top of my zone. And being that price has already tested that area at the bottom here, I will book my full TP down there, and then that would be like 100 pip move. Haven't had 100 pips. Well, if I get that 100 pip, that will basically put me at break even for this week, because I think I'm down 100 pip already from Monday and Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think you're down 100 pip. You should be about 90. But how far is 90 from 100? So yeah, let's just round it off to 100 pips. So let's see. But if this one goes for a bust, that's a massive. Well, I haven't had a losing streak like that, you know, in ages though. 2 trades back to back. Damn. So let's see. So if we can get this entry one to keep confirmed nicely, then yes, for sure, I could definitely come back at break even for this week. And if it continues to push break below that 4-hour support, then we should be green. So let's just wait patiently and see what's going to happen here. It's now 8:44 a.m. here in London. Markets are still fresh and active as well, so that is very good. I feel like I'd go to a river. Not like a river, not one of the UK rivers, because you know you can't swim in the UK rivers, but I feel like I'd go to like a nice Jamaican river. Blue water, cold, running off the rocks, fresh spring water. Yeah, I feel like I'll just take a swim. Come on, don't do us like that. Sometimes gold tends to play with us, I tell you. Because now it's rejecting from the 30-minute support line. Wait, hold on, Control Z. Put that back. Long term today, what do you think? I think it's gonna continue to dump. That's what I ultimately think is gonna happen. Because if I go back to let's go back to the daily candles, right? Now, as you can see, it's been dumping on the daily time frame, right? It's been dumping. The only reason why we have this green candle here, It's because yesterday, let me go back to Forex Factory just to make sure. Yesterday there was news. There were like 4 or 5 red folder news, and they all came out bad for the US currency, and that's why the price spiked up. But as you can see, it was going down, right? So ultimately, I think that today is just going to be another continuation of that downward move. So it's doing this now. Ideally, maybe when the New York session opens, it's just with the volume, with the crazy volume from USA, it's just going to continue to go down. That's what I think is going to happen. It's down 260 pips already for the day. So, and how many pips? Look at this day. How many pips was that? It's a freaking lot. That's a lot. So yeah, I think ultimately it's gonna go down again. So if it does confirm an entry one short for me, it might just hold it until the NY session, or I never know. But let's see. That's what I think. What do you think what do you guys think is gonna happen? Let me know what you guys think. Because remember, I'm no financial advisor, I'm just some random guy, but let me hear what you guys think. 3,100. 3,100. Ooh. If it goes to 3,100, the only way I think it might go so far, something else has to happen. As in, like, Trump has to do something great again. Or shall I say, well, he doesn't even have to do anything great. He just needs to say something, or just. But he has to do something economically beneficial to worldly stuff, and then the market will go down, because 3,100 is a pretty long way. That's like 100. That's 100 pips. Yeah, well, that's not too far away actually. 100 pips. No, that's more than 100 pips. Isn't that like 1,000 pips? Yeah, that's 1,000 pips. It can definitely go down there. Can definitely go down there. Maybe 3,150. Maybe. But that's what I ultimately think it's going to do. I think it's ultimately going to go down for today. Remember, guys, if you're on TikTok and you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. That's 215 Trades on YouTube. All right, if you want to learn more about the 215 technique, then that's your place to go. I'm going to be going live every single day. Well, not every single day, from Mondays to Fridays. Streaming the London session. So if you guys want to be a part of the 215ers, definitely subscribe and follow as well. Follow my my TikTok as well. All right, so it's now 8:49 a.m. here. I'm still waiting to see if I can get an entry. Still haven't gotten an entry as yet. I'm going to go to, let's say, 9. Is this an entry 2? No, it can't be an entry 2. This candle is too big. I'm going to go until 9:30. So that's 40 minutes. So let's go up to 9:30. Today and see if we can get an entry within that time. As we can see, DXY is still consolidating. Euro USD is still consolidating. One thing for sure, you don't want to get caught in a consolidation trap on either of the two. Hello, is it bull or bear today? What's the name of my YouTube channel? The name of my YouTube channel is 215 Trades. The chef, the creator of the 215 technique, is the only trading technique I use whenever I'm looking to take entries. All right, let's see what my good friend Ryan is saying. It's for the first day back. Full stream until New York. You had enough rest. Right. Ryan. Think that's fear. No sleep. Well, I can't sleep. Remember, it's hot outside right now. If I wasn't streaming, I would open my window. Um, Full stream until New York. I haven't done that in a while. So the name of the YouTube channel is 215 Trades. Well, Ryan, I would do that. I would do a full stream till New York, but I'd have to see some numbers. The numbers right now on YouTube are a bit low. I'm guessing that is because I'm only just coming back now, so the numbers are a little bit low. The numbers on TikTok are low as well, but actually they're the same as YouTube. So if the numbers increase, then yeah, sure. I think possibly if we can get the likes on TikTok, maybe from 3,800 to maybe about 10,000 likes, maybe then the TikTok will push the live out a little bit more. And then if it pushed the lives out a bit more to new viewers, then we might get some more numbers on TikTok, which will then trickle over into YouTube. And if we have more viewers on both platforms, then I have no problem staying on. My calendar for today is all clear, so I have no problem staying on, to be honest. And yeah, and even if I'm sorry guys, I'm still recovering from the flu. So if you hear me coughing, that's because of that. So if the numbers are good, Ryan, I will definitely stay on. All right. So if the numbers increase, if you guys get the likes up to about 10,000 likes on YouTube, well, 10,000. I've never seen 10,000 likes on YouTube. That would be great. 10,000 likes on TikTok. That would be awesome. As well. I put you in a tight spot. Sylvia, back me up here. You guys really miss me that much? You guys really miss me that much? You will? Okay. Ah, come on. Well, I could see why you're rejecting from there, but that's not what we want. Rejecting from that 30-minute support. But you keep the price action keep coming so close to the zone, and it's just not confirming the entries. It's just not confirming the entries. I think Sylvia might be in their garden. Yeah, the energy is great, but hope you feel better soon, bro. Great to have you back again. Oh, you're on the phone call. Okay. Yeah, you know, once I'm fully back, yeah, the energy is still gonna be awesome, my friends. Yeah. Price is rejecting. So you see, all these rejections is showing me that that there's not a lot of buyers. The buyers aren't so strong to push the price all the way back here, and it's now back down to. I think it's going to break it now, Ryan. I think it's definitely going to break that 15-minute support. This little area here, I think it's now going to break it. It just went up, took some more volume, and it's coming back down now aggressive. I think it's going to break it now, and we're going to see that massive fall. Yep, there it goes. And then if I go to the 15-minute time frame, 4 minutes until this 15-minute candle closes, and if this 15-minute candle closes below by 15-minute support, then we could be looking for it to be tanking more. Look at that 30-minute support. What's going on? This 30-minute candle closes in that as well. So yeah, if it does close below that, we can look for it to actually take out this range here as well. So if you were support resistance trader, then I'm guessing then that you guys may be looking for a short at the minute. The Depends on how the candle closes, but all right, remember guys, if you haven't yet liked the stream, please go ahead and do so. If you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok, sorry, and you haven't yet subscribed to the 215 Trades channel on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. All right, so let's see how many subscribers we've gotten from today's stream. Wait, how do I see my subscribers again? I don't even know how to do that. All right, let's jog your memory. Dashboard. Wow. I think I've says 1355. I think how many subscribers did he have before? Because that's a lot. I think that's about, well, maybe he got about 10 new subscribers today, and if that's it, if that's right. Subscribers. That's decent though. Yeah. That's pretty decent. That's nice. Thank you guys for that. That's decent. All right, good. Remember, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel on 215 Trades on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. Price action right now is tanking. It's just been eluding the 215 technique, to be honest. It's not reacting to the points which I wanted to react to and how I wanted for it to react to it as well. Hold on, guys. I'm going to open my window for a bit, so you guys might hear some traffic. Or maybe not. All right, what's Ryan saying? Let's see in 4 minutes how it plays out. Hopefully we get a few pips for all the guys. Yeah, definitely for sure. Let's see. So this. Is it gonna break it? Is it gonna break it? Is it gonna break it? See that 30-minute as well. That 15-minute. 1 hour. It's pretty close to it. Let's see what you want to do. Well, I'm guessing now, because that 50-minute candle had broken that support, so we can actually be looking for the price to be going lower. Guess you might want to wait for it to create like a wick at the top and then continue down. But look at that, it's tanking already. Yep. There she goes. And if it continues, might actually be looking to go all the way down for that 7 pip drop. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the first 5 minute candle to close below this, as you can see. So that's gonna, you can maybe see the price melt off a little bit more as well on the 15-minute time frame as well. First 15-minute candle to close below that 15-minute support as well. So we can possibly look to see price actually come back down to the to 3,200 as well to retest this area, and that's about a 70 pip drop. So taking the short from there would have made sense. Um, is that my entry model though? So so I'm not gonna enter it. Which it would be late for me now to enter it because you should have. I would have. I have to already have entered it at that candle. Why the hell is that? I would have to have already entered it at the break and close of that candle right there. And then target the 3,200 bucks. So yeah, Ryan, based off your analysis, then yeah, you were correct because that 15-minute candle broke that 15-minute support right there, and once it has broken it, that's a pretty strong indication to say that price is going to go to test that next 15-minute support line right there, which is at 3,200. If you had entered that chart, you would be in nicely now because that's about 30 pips already. The only issue with that though is that this 15-minute candle has not created a top wick just yet, so you might get some retracement back up to get a top wick from it. So let's see. Maybe not though. Maybe not. Heikin-Ashi, what's the Heikin-Ashi candle saying? Strong downward movement. There's no signs of weakening just yet. So yeah. Ryan, did you take that entry, Ryan? Because you called it. All right, so is this a 15-minute wick being created now? Yeah, looks that way. Let me remove that so I don't even on the wrong idea. I'm still waiting for an entry two, to be honest. Still waiting for an entry two setup. It still hasn't confirmed it. Each time gold comes, the price action comes close to actually confirming an entry. It's not. It's not doing it. Price has fell what? How far has it fell from my zone? It has fell. Oh my gosh, 111, 120 pips or 130 pips from my zone. So the most that I can actually look for is either I'm gonna one of two things because it's now 9 o'clock. If it's like if you reach to like 9:30, you know, you can always remark the zone, but you need to remark it on like an hourly candle close. It makes more sense. But still waiting for an entry too. Is the best bet. I don't think price is actually going to go back up 100, another 100 pips to confirm an entry one again for me. Remember, guys, if you're on TikTok, if you haven't yet liked the stream, please go ahead and do so. Additionally, as well, if you haven't yet subscribed to my 215 Trades channel on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. All right. I see. So, I see a short on Euro USD. It has broken this 15-minute area and it's going to this zone. Okay. Still in that entry 2 area. Hasn't confirmed an entry 2 for me. Let's see. That's the 15-minute wick up. So I'm guessing now, based off the support and resistance analogy, we should be seeing where price shall be dumping a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to get an entry 2 here, just the same as well. But that happens sometimes. Not every day I'm going to come to the market and I'm going to get a decent setup or an entry is going to confirm. But it's always best just to stick to your rules. Just to stick to your rules and ensure you follow them. Well, if you stick to them, you're going to follow them as well. Not going to force the market as well. So we could be looking for price to actually come down to 3,200. Yep. And if it continues to 3,200, definitely for sure New York may push the price. We're gonna get a pullback. You're gonna get a strong pullback in New York. You're gonna get a strong buy in New York, and then you're gonna get a sell. That's what I think is gonna happen later on today. Like a strong pullback and then a massive rejection. Welcome back. All right, guys, so I'm having breakfast. All right, good. So you're in. Okay, that's nice, Ryan. That's pretty nice. Now, I didn't take entry 2. Entry 2 would have been a buy, but it confirmed what a member. It confirmed what a member said, where it's the 50-minute candle broke this area, so it's gonna go down to 3,200. So someone did call the short. So if you took that short, then he should be up nicely. Yeah, he's up 300 pips, so that's nice, Ryan. Pretty decent. How do you become a member? Well, firstly, what you need to do, you need to follow the YouTube channel, and you just need to join the Telegram group as well, when you can find all the information there. The Telegram channel is not linked to this TikTok, because this is a new TikTok. You have to go to the YouTube. All the links are on YouTube. But excellent call, Ryan. Excellent call. Analogy was super as well. Oh, the channel name is 215 Trades on YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. This is a new TikTok. The links are not yet on it, but it's 215 Trades on YouTube. Maybe I'll try to link the links. I'll add the links after this stream. Well, there's no confirmation really for a buy for right now, but the XY is climbing. Yeah, it's tanking. Yeah, that's just that's the thing with the 215 technique, because the entry criteria are so specific. You know, sometimes you may not get an entry and the market may tend to move away. We did come close though quite a few times to getting an entry, but we didn't. So now price is pushing. This is a pretty open range right here, so I think the next stop might be down there. Did you come out of that trade fully, Ryan, or do you leave a piece of it just to trail a piece of it? Here as well. Which I'm guessing that's where it's rejected. Yeah, that's where it's rejected. If it confirms, if I see an entry 2 pattern anywhere in this area, if I see an entry 2 pattern, I'm gonna try a 15 pip buy if it does confirm it. Just if you confirm it, like any at all, anywhere in this area, then I'll try an entry 2 buy. All right, no problem. All right, so you're done for the day then. How many entries do you normally take per day? How many trades do you normally take per day? I entered a sell at 208. Please where should my SL I am going to go for? You're going for a long run. Well, I wouldn't go for a long run. Well, first of all, if you entered at 208, my friend, I'm not sure what lot size you are, but if you entered at 208, price came down by 120 pips. So I would say at least 80% of that trade profit should be taken off the board already for you. That's 120 pips. So I would say 80% of your thing should be taken off already. Your profits, you shouldn't basically hold that and have it come back on you. For example, so your SL, you shouldn't be worried about your SL right now. You should be worried about your profits and moving to break even. At that point, we take off 80% of the profit, and then yeah, move to break even. Yeah, the entry one was super valid. But that's the thing, because it does that so many times, Ryan. It does that so many times. But it's just that I don't know when or how to confirm whether or not it's going to continue. You know, if it's going to be a valid entry. Because see, price came down. We were waiting for it to come back in the zone. It hit that 15-minute rejection line. Bam. Right there, but instead of breaking, you know, and going back where we want it to be, like going into the zone, right, and then closing in the zone and then closing back, you know, in this area, it didn't do all of that. It just hit that rejection line and just rejected, right, and then it just tanked. And then price, you know, test this area, didn't confirm an entry 2 for us, came back as well, reach for the zone, didn't make it, then it just tanked again. So it kept on teasing the 215 zone, but didn't quite confirm it. But we were looking for that chart. I was waiting for that chart all morning, but it's just that it didn't hit the criteria that I wanted it to hit. So I missed out on that, and it's now down here, but oh, that's fine, my friends. Pretty fine. Please explain how to work out pips. Now on goal, as I said, if the price moved by $1, that's 10 pips. That's the simplest way I can explain it to you. That's the simplest way I can explain it to you. If the price moves by $1, that's 10 pip. Okay. $10 on 0.1 lot size, 0.01 lot. Man, that can't buy a Ferrari, man. Sylvia, I think we should meet on New York. So we should do a New York stream today. Is that what everyone's saying? We should do a New York stream. What time should we do the New York stream though? Pastor is saying yes, we should do a New York stream. Okay, yes, and why? All right, if you guys would like for me to do a New York stream, let me see some NY in the chat. So if you put NY in the chat, then I will do a New York stream. Because that's like what, 4 hours away? All right, so New York stream, okay. Yeah, I don't mind doing a New York stream today. That's fine. We can do a New York stream. The New York market. Ooh, sorry, guys. The New York market opens. What time? When does the New York market open? Let me just look at it again. I haven't looked at it in a while. New York opens in 3 hours and 36 minute. That's at 1 o'clock my time. Okay. All right, yeah. All right, yeah. We're gonna do a New York stream today. We are going to do a New York stream today, my friends. So we're gonna do a New York stream. So here's what we're gonna do. Everyone who is on TikTok, I need you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. So that's 215 Trades on YouTube. Okay, subscribe to 215 Trades on YouTube so you can get that notification when I go live. Additionally as well, you need to also follow the TikTok page as well. Well, you're on it right now, so just follow the live as well, and we can go live in New York. I think New York should be pretty decent today, and I think as well, because we didn't look at a Euro USD in the New York stream. We're going to be looking at Euro USD as well, and I'm going to be showing you how I use the 215 technique, and I correlate it as well with the DXY as well. So we're going to go through all of that. All right, so if that's something that you want to learn, something that you want to know about, then definitely for sure come to my New York stream later on today. It's Friday. That would be great if you can, with you not being well. Yeah, I can definitely hit the New York, do the New York later on. I'll get some rest, and then I'll be back. All right, so remember, guys. All right, so because we basically missed out on the entry. I'm not gonna say we missed out, because it didn't confirm any of the entry models that I was looking for. I'm not gonna say that we missed out. All right, look at this now. You see, this is why I'm saying gold is just teasing, man. Because this would have been a decent entry too. But why did the candles have to be so big? That's like a 40 pip move. You know what I'm saying? So gold has just been toying with us, right? So for the person who was holding that sell from 208 and wanted to hold it for the long run. That's why I was saying not to hold it so long. Take off 80% because there's going to be a rejection. As you can see, there's a rejection, and more than likely it is definitely going to come back and hit that 15-minute support box right here. Okay. All right, so we're going to do a New York stream. I'm going to close out this stream then at 9:30, and I'm coming back at 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. 1 p.m. London time. 1 p.m. 1 p.m. London time. I don't know where you guys are in the world. So just to be fair, well then again, you can use like your time converter thingies. So that's in 3 hours and 32 minutes. So in 3 hours and 32 minutes, I know you guys have missed me, but yeah, in 3 hours and 32 minutes, then we shall be back for the New York stream. All right. So I'm going to close off here today, and I shall be back in New York at 1 p.m. London time. Do the mathematical conversion to your time frame, and then we can get it started. Nigerian time. All right. Yeah. Oh, my Nigerian brother. Shout out to you, my friend. All right. Good. So I shall be back in New York. So remember, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to the 215 Trade channel on YouTube, please go ahead and do so. If you haven't yet subscribed to the TikTok page as well, please go ahead and do so. If you haven't yet shared a live as well, please go ahead and do so. All right. So I will see you guys all in New York in the next 3 hours. Okay. All right. No problem at all, my friends. You guys enjoy the rest of your morning, and I'll see y'all soon.